Howdy everybody, Efour here, and welcome back to the channel for Season 7, Episode 5 of our FIFA 22 Youth to Gold save. Now today, we're going to play 2 more games in the Champions League group stages. That's our primary focus this season, so I want to show you guys that. We have 3 games in the league that we'll go through the highlights of, but we're going to get into the Champions League group again and try and win this group to get through to the knockout stages. So, let's dive in. We are in November, and up first, today we play against Moscow. We follow that up with games against Southampton and Brighton in the Premier League, followed by Barcelona on the 23rd in the Champions League, and then West Ham at the end of the month in the Premier League again. We're going to do only highlights for the Premier League games. We've already won that competition. If it gets closer, or if there's any really key games, we will show those in the Premier League, but I really want to focus on this Champions League run. Considering it's the last major trophy, we need to complete the objectives for this save. Again, if you forget what those objectives and rules for the save are, you can look at them down in the description. So today, we're going to take on Moscow. Let's go take a look at the group before we hop into the game. We sit at the top of the group on 7 points. Barcelona in second on 5. Bruges in third on 4, and Moscow all the way at the bottom with no points. Today we take on Moscow. We took in the second team in, I think, the last episode, and we beat them 1-0. We're going to take the second team in again. We've created a little bit of a gap at the top. Bruges and Barcelona, hopefully we'll draw again. We'll see what happens in their game, but we are going to take the second team into this game against Moscow. So let's go take a look at the team. This is the team we take into the game against Moscow. Smith in goal, a back four of Jonasson, Sans, Collins, and Carlson. A midfield trio of Bauer, Kevin Ward, and Villalba. Now, I know we mentioned going with Sans at center defensive mid, but I want to get Ward into the team, and that means I'm going to drop Villalba back. Sans and Collins can still both start at center back. It means Norden, our 70 overall Youth Academy prospect, doesn't get into the team, but I'm not too worried about it, so we're going to roll with this and see how it goes. Up top, we have Kerr, Kamara, and Olafsson. On the bench, we have Bishop, Taylor, Fisher, Nelson, Carlson, Schaefer, and Baker. We have all the big boys on the bench just in case we fall behind or need a goal. We can bring key players like Baker, Schaefer, Carlson on. Taylor often comes in for the second team just because Carlson at right back gets tired, and he makes great attacking runs from that right back position when he does come on for Carlson. But this is the team we're going with. Let's hop in and see if we can get 3 more points in the group stage. And here we go, the opening kickoff of the game. Now let's see if we can get something started. It was a little bit lackluster from the second squad in this game against Moscow, but we are at home now. And hopefully now we can get something to happen because, yeah, the away leg, it made me a little nervous. We did get the win, which was huge, but if we're not careful, we could definitely lose. Kevin Ward here, chasing back, trying to play some defense. He is a player that I'm really enjoying using. I'm a little bummed that if we win the Champions League, this will be our last season because Kevin Ward looks like an awesome central midfielder. 17 years old, I think, maybe 18, but has potential to be special. We've seen him get some goals and assists in the past couple matches that he's featured in. It's been really exciting. So I'm a little bit bummed. Bauer running all the way through by himself and shoots it wide. Great dribbling from the center attacking mid, but he really needs to do better on the finish. And here come Moscow down our right side. Carlson back to play some defense. Wins a foul, and it's our free kick. Now, another thing for you guys to keep in mind and watch out for is that I do have early access to FIFA 23. So, oh no, that was a bad turnover from Kevin Ward. But I have access to FIFA 20 or early access to FIFA 23, and so when it comes out, I think I can start playing. I can start downloading it on the 19th. But, oh, good save from Smith. But when I get it downloaded on the 19th, I will start pumping out content. We're going to start our next series. There's also going to be some other videos, switching some things up, diversifying the content a little bit. But that will be coming out, so make sure to check this space when FIFA 23 comes out. Great save again from Smith. And here is their corner. Okay, we haven't played poorly, but we also haven't looked amazing either, so got to be careful. All right, who can I get this to? We're going to just... We got a lot of players, but There's Ward there going all the way over. I wanted to go to Olafson, and there he is. There's Olafson, and it's in. I think he's on sides. He is on sides. Hit him with the dead fish. Let's go. And Kevin Ward carries it all the way down on the counter, plays it across to Kerr, who finds Carlson. Carlson finishes on the first time shot, and man, what a goal. And we're ahead 1-0. Moscow working it into our half, trying to break us down. Carlson gets a foot in, and I'm trying to go over the top for Olafson because he had a run. Okay, Kamara does end up getting that. We're going over the top for Olafson. He's in again. Can he finish that? And it doesn't come off. Disappointing, but Villalba gets there. Gives it to Bauer. We'll go over to Kevin Ward. Kevin Ward tries to get around his guy with a step over, and it doesn't come off. We are approaching halftime. Let's see if Moscow can get something going before the halftime whistle. Hopefully not, but they are moving it down our right side. Carlson back playing some good defense. He really is a great deputy at right back for us. Not the most skilled player, but just makes great defensive stops like that. And he's going down the wing to Olafson here. Can we make something happen? Get it up to Kamara here. We're going back to Kevin Ward because I want him to get the goal. Let's go, Kevin Ward, and there it is. Hit him with the worm. Kevin Ward scores again, this time in the Champions League. Oh, man, and we're up 2-0. I think that's now 3 goals and 2 assists on the season for Kevin Ward. And I'm so excited about him. Like I said, pretty bummed that we're not going to get to use him. He's an American with has potential to be special, just like Nelson. Plays in a similar role, but Kevin Ward is a lot of fun to use, and he grabs our second of the day. We're up 2-0. There's the halftime whistle just after the kickoff, after the goal from Kevin Ward. We got to get into the second half, hold on to this lead, and get out of here with 3 points. Bauer's in here. He does make it through those 2 defenders, and he slots it home for our third of the day. Hit him with the knockout punches. Let's go. Kamara plays him in here, and Bauer uses his pace to just split those defenders. It was a tight one, but he gets through and slots home our third of the day. 3-0, Efour United. Moscow in our half again, pushing down our left side with an incisive pass. Can Jonasson get them off the ball? They pass it back. Jonasson stepping in, and oh man, that is a poor step. Get up. Oh, Smith grabs it. Carlson was beat, but fortunately our goalkeeper is there to collect it. Here's Bauer. He has Kerr down this wing, and we're going to get it to him at the last second. Kerr with the shot, and there it is. We get our 4th. Hit him with a random celebration. Kerr just jumps in the air, and we're up 4-0. And I think my dog may have just made a noise during that last sequence, so I do apologize, but we get another goal. Bauer plays in Kerr, who makes no mistake, slotting it around the keeper. He's another big key backup who's developed so nicely, so much fun to use. Wears our number 9 shirt, and we're up 4-0, and this game is done. Kevin Ward is in here again. Can he beat them? No, he doesn't beat the man to the ball. And Kamara can't get there on the crazy touch, and our attack dies. But here come Moscow, trying to just get a consolation goal. We have dominated. This second team has looked so good today. Just incredible, honestly. Considering how much we struggled in the last game, I really was expecting to struggle again and maybe even have to rely on some of those bigger players off the bench from our starting team. Fortunately, our second team has handled them so darn well. It's been exciting to watch. Excuse me, I just burped. And Kamara's in. Pass from Bauer, and Kamara's pace definitely can let him down in situations like that. He's knocked off the ball. Carlson gets up to it. Villalba, Kevin Ward. Villalba's taken out. Plays it to Bauer, and Villalba. And there's Kevin Ward playing it over to... Oh, he's offsides. I thought he was going to get another assist, but it doesn't come off. And with 5 minutes left in this match, we look set to win. We have not made any subs. Just because I didn't feel the need to let our starting team rest up for the Premier League games and get some good game time into these young boys. Carlson knocks that out for a Moscow throw. Moscow are definitely using their subs, but like I said, I think we've been so dominant we haven't really needed to. We're not chasing or looking for a goal or anything, so we're just going to keep with these starters. Kamara is in here. Does he have a pass? He's not going to use it. He's just going to try and slot that around the keeper, but it is saved and out for a corner in the dying embers of the game. Here is our corner. Bauer swinging it in for Kamara's head. Can he get to it? He cannot. Bauer's going to try and go grab this, and he does not. He did, but didn't keep it. And this should be the end of the game as Moscow play it in. And there's the final whistle. We win 4-0 in the group stage of the Champions League against Moscow. And that's going to put us on 10 points. And we have pretty much just, I think, mathematically, we've secured our ticket into the knockout stages of the Champions League. Let's go take a quick look at the group stage table. As I mentioned, we are on 10 points at the top of the group. Barcelona and Bruges drew again, which was massive. Now, we have not secured qualification. Moscow have been the whipping boys of this group, and Barcelona and Bruges each still play them. If we were to lose both our last two games, we would finish on 10 points. And if Barcelona and Bruges each won their last two games, Barcelona would finish on 12 points and Bruges would finish on 11th. So the game against Barcelona at the end of this month is going to be key. If we can draw against Barcelona, we will secure qualification, but I'd love to beat them after drawing against them in the first game against them. But yeah, we're looking so good to get through to the knockout stages of the Champions League. And man, I'm excited. Up next is Southampton in the Premier League. So let's hop into the highlights. We still sit at the top of the table unbeaten on 28 points. Southampton aren't having a great season and sit down in 15th on 9 points, just above Manchester United. And I thought Southampton were having a bad season. We take in the first team as we try to maintain our unbeaten start to the season. And despite peppering Southampton with chances and dominating the game in the first 30 minutes, Southampton broke the deadlock on a Santi Mina goal to go ahead 1-0. Just before the halftime whistle, Van Hoof played a ball over the top that Baker controlled with a world-class first touch, getting in to score our equalizer 1-1. In the 70th minute and still struggling to break down Southampton, Carlson played another ball over the top for Baker to run into, and striking on the half volley, he gave us the lead 2-1. We maintain our unbeaten start to the season with the 2-1 win over Southampton and maintain our 6-point gap at the top of the table. Up next is Brighton in the league, and they sit in 7th on 16 points. With the Champions League group game against Barcelona in just 2 days' time, we opt for the second team against Brighton, and hopefully they can keep our unbeaten run going. And with the pressure of the unbeaten season on their shoulders, the second team stepped up as Bauer was played in by Kamara to grab the opener in the 29th minute, 1-0. We had the lead for almost 30 minutes before Brighton got the equalizer to make it 1-1. And 8 minutes later, we had a corner that Kamara rocketed home to retake the lead 2-1. But we got a taste of our own medicine as Brighton equalized on a corner of their own 2-2 in the 83rd minute. That 2-2 draw against Brighton does maintain our unbeaten start to the season with 10 wins and 2 draws, no losses, which is pretty darn exciting. But Chelsea did win their game, which shrinks our gap at the top of the table from 6 points to 4 points. Chelsea also are unbeaten. Hopefully we can hand them their first loss when we do take them on. But yeah, still a great showing from the boys. And considering that was the second team, they played really, really well. Defensively, they're just not as secure. They're not bad, but they're definitely not as secure as our starting team. And we gave up 2 goals. It happens, and we just got to keep chugging along in the league. We're still 4 points ahead of Chelsea in second position, so we're looking pretty darn good. We just gotta maintain this good little pace that we have, and I think we can definitely take home another Premier League trophy. But that isn't our focus. Our focus, as we've mentioned many times, is the Champions League, and today we take on Barcelona in the group stage games. So let's go take a quick look at the group stage table just for a refresher, and then we'll hop into that game. If you remember from the beginning of this episode, we're on 10 points, Barcelona are on 6, Bruges are on 5, and Moscow are on 0. Bruges and Moscow play today. I would imagine that Bruges will win that game and put themselves on 8 points unless there's some crazy happening and Moscow get a win, which would be shocking. Considering Bruges have drawn with Barcelona twice, they're definitely a good little team. We take on Barcelona at home. We drew with them away at their place at the Camp Nou. If we win today, it'd put us on 13 points, which would guarantee us qualification into the knockout stages of the Champions League. And on 13 points, even if Club Bruges won, it would guarantee us top spot in this group. So we're going to be pushing for that. Now, let's go take a quick look at the team we're taking into the game against Barcelona. So we take in our strongest 11 with Smith in goal, a back four of Ojeda, Bishop, Aguado, and Taylor. Midfield trio of Carlson, Nelson, and Lundberg, who's now fit to be back in the team. An attacking 3 of Schaefer, Baker, and Van Hoof. On the bench we have Sans, Fischer, Villalba, Bauer, Kerr, Olofsson, and Kamara. This team looks really good. Some disappointing news. Lundberg is not really developing anymore. He's kind of plateaued and hit his completion at an 83. and he dropped. He was an 84 when he had plateaued and stopped developing. He'll go up like 1 overall every year. Or year and a half. So it's very slow. He is still technically developing, but it's very slow, and he was at an 84. Due to that 1 month long injury, he's dropped down to an 83, which is a bummer, but it's not the end of the world. He's still pretty darn awesome. Today we take on Barcelona. Let's see if we can get in here and make something happen. I did bring Lundberg on against Brighton, and we let up a late goal, 2 late goals, and I'm probably overreacting, but I'm like, man, should I just keep Fisher starting because he's been playing so well in that Lundberg role, and maybe bring Lundberg off the bench? I'm not too sure. We're going to try Lundberg here. If it's not working, we'll bring on Fisher. We'll bring on Fisher either way because that center defensive mid role always gets tired, but let's get into this game and try and get a win against Barcelona. And here we go. We are the home team, which should give us a boost in this game against Barca. We did drop points against them in the away leg. Schaefer's taken out there. But I'm feeling pretty good. And I think it was actually, was it the Moscow game or the Barca game where Lundberg got injured? I can't quite remember. But either way, he's back. We're in the Champions League. Barcelona are already looking dangerous. They get in, and Smith makes a great save. Baker over the top from Carlson. He's in. We got to finish this, Baker. Come on. And it's blocked. Oh, it doesn't come off. I can't remember who their goalkeeper is, if that's still Ter Stegen or someone else. Lundberg on the ball here. We got Baker. Into Lundberg. It's a poor pass from Baker. And we got Lundberg again. Mike Nelson into Baker. And can he finish this? And he doesn't. It's blocked again. It is Ter Stegen in goal for Barcelona still. He's got to be like 39. I mean, he's got to be so old. But, man, he's already made 2 key saves against Baker, which is pretty darn hard to do considering he is the best striker in the world, in my opinion. Now, he is the top scorer in the Premier League now. He's overtaken, who was it? The Newcastle guy, I think, at the top of the table. He has overtaken him, and Carlson's in. Oh, I wasn't even looking at Nelson because I just saw Carlson's run trying to get it to him. All right, can we make something happen? Carlson. Oh, it's cut out again, but we are looking dangerous. But Lundberg loses possession. Barcelona move right back at us. And this is really going to be end-to-end stuff. There's probably not going to be a ton of cuts for highlights just because Barcelona is such a dangerous team. De Jong on the ball here, trying to get into our half. Well, I guess they are in our half, trying to get into a good attacking position. And we have Schaefer on the ball. We're going to run with him and hopefully pull this defender and get it to Baker, who's going to play it over for Carlson, who's going to have his shot blocked. Maybe should have tried for a pass there instead of taking the shot, but we don't, and our attack is thwarted. Here come Barcelona on the edge of our area, and it is worth mentioning that a loss today would, that's going to be a corner. A loss today would still keep us first in the group above Barcelona because they're on 6 points, I think. Or are they on 7 now? Now I can't remember. But I think it would still keep us in first position in this group. But again, we want to try and get the win here. If we can. And I turned the ball over with Ojeda, just taking one too many touches. Barcelona have numbers here, and we are in a bad spot. Can we get back? Ansu Fati with the shot. Bishop does get the ball out. And that was rather fortunate for the boys. We're going down the wing to Baker from Van Hoof. I want to go all the way across for Schaefer, and it's there. And he doesn't. Oh, my gosh. Ter Stegen is having a great game, and it's out for a corner. Man, another great save from Ter Stegen. And, I mean, he is a great goalkeeper, but we've had a lot of good opportunities. If we don't start making the most of these chances, I know we're going to regret them. We've seen it happen many times. Oh, and Bishop gets the header. It's out for another corner. Bishop really has become a dominant presence in the air on these corners. It's really fun to use them. And Nelson's header is cut out. Our attack is thwarted. And there's the halftime whistle. We go in tied 0-0. We look pretty darn good. We've had most of the chances, a lot more than Barcelona, but we have not been able to put them away. We got to find a way to start scoring some of these chances in the second half. Here are Barcelona pushing down our right side. Ansu Fati on the ball, playing it back. Oh, and Taylor's block. Okay, Taylor's pass was cut out, but they caught out offsides. Schaefer down the wing from Carlson, and he has Baker. And he gets it there. Baker's there, and there it is. The opening goal. Hit him with the dead fish. Let's go. Our attacking trio of KSB connect again as Carlson plays to Schaefer. Schaefer crosses to Baker, who slots it home to give us the lead 1-0. And here comes Schaefer on a pass from Baker. And we're going to try and get this to Baker. He's there. And, oh, it's cut out. And out for a goal kick. I thought it was going to be a corner, but it's out for a goal kick. Here comes Barcelona. Lundberg was just dispossessed in a bad area. Barca moving in. We got Bishop trying to step in, and he can't quite do it, but Taylor is there to cover. Great defense from the boys. We got Baker here, and I thought about Van Hoof, but we're going to Carlson right here. And there's Baker again. And Baker's going to slot that home, and Schaefer's not able to keep it in. Now, I know you can't see it right this second, but Ter Stegen for Barcelona, their goalkeeper, is wearing orange. It's highly confusing and definitely not legal. I'm almost 100% positive in soccer and football, you can't match the opposition team as a goalkeeper. And so, very strange, but it is what it is. We're going to go to Van Hoof here. It doesn't come off, but Baker does retain possession. Nelson back to Lundberg, to Nelson again, and he's going to rip that. It again doesn't come off, but Lundberg's there to head it, and it's cut out. We got 12 minutes left in this game, and we are up 1-0. It has been a tough fought match, and we got to hold on. I really, really would love to get another goal. I'm nervous they're going to get a late equalizer. And it's not the end of the world if they get a late equalizer. We're still there. It is. Oh, great save from Smith. So we are making one change. We're bringing Fisher on for Lundberg just for a little bit of freshness in that center defensive mid position. And Fisher can run. His attributes are so well balanced. It's incredible. So we're going to bring him on and see if we can hold on for these 3 points. So here is that corner. Fisher is on the pitch now after this corner. Fati to take the corner, playing it short to Fernando Torres. Fisher almost dispossesses him, but he does not maintain possession. All right, boys. This is a sketchy spot to be in. I really don't like it. I would love... There we go. Fisher, that's why we brought him on. Let's go. And we're going to get this to Baker. To Van Hoof here. And he goes around one. To Baker, and Baker's in here. Can he finish it? Yes, he can. Hit him with the worm. Let's go. 2-0, Efour United over Barcelona. What a massive goal. Van Hoof plays it over to Baker, who runs in and just smashes it home. He's too darn good. They gave him space, and he doesn't let Ter Stegen save this one. We're up 2-0. That's our insurance goal. We should definitely be getting out of here with 3 points. We have possession here in the dying embers of the game. Just trying to maintain possession. And see the final whistle. There it is. We beat Barcelona 2-0. That's twice we've beaten them this season. The first game in the Super Cup at the beginning of the year, we beat them 3-2. We then drew 1-1 at the Camp Nou in our first group stage game in the Champions League, and we have now beaten them 2-0 at home. And oh man, I am feeling confident about taking home the Champions League trophy this season. The win over Barcelona was huge as we secure qualification to the knockout stages on 13 points. Bruges beat Moscow like we predicted, and they're on 8th. Even if Bruges were to beat us in the last game of the group stage, we would have 13 points and they would have 11. Now, Barcelona are looking pretty rocky. They are looking like they may end up in the Europa League and playing football on Thursday nights, and that's pretty bad for a team of Barcelona's stature. Moscow are, like we said, the whipping boys. They're out of this. But the third place team will drop down to the Europa League. And if Bruges beat us, then that's going to be Barcelona. I'm not going to just let Bruges win. We're going to try and beat them. So if we beat Bruges, it's guaranteed that Barcelona will finish in that second spot because they're going to destroy Moscow. But it would be nice if Barcelona were knocked out of this competition already so that we wouldn't have to face them any more times in the Champions League. But man, what a result. And we have dominated in the Champions League in our first season, and I am feeling so confident to take home the trophy this year. That is our goal, and I think it's going to happen. Now, we got to take on West Ham in the Premier League, so let's get into the highlights. West Ham sit bottom of the league on just 8 points, and considering we take on Arsenal in 2 days' time on the 1st of next month, we start the second team again, and I think they've earned the right to try and maintain our unbeaten run. And in the 40th minute, Bauer, our star man for the second team, had a world-class finish into the top left corner to take the lead 1-0. Then in the 87th minute, after coming on as a sub, Baker spun the defender and grabbed our second to increase our lead 2-0. Our second team did an awesome job in that 2-0 win over West Ham, and it's so nice to have reliable backups that I can count on when needed, when I need to rest the first team. It's just so nice. Our unbeaten run continues, 11 wins, 2 draws, no losses, and it's huge as Chelsea lose their first game of the season, and our lead at the top of the table is back to 6 points. Liverpool are now in second position on 29.6 points off of us. We do take on Arsenal, as I mentioned, in the next game. First game of the next month. Next month is packed. I think there's literally 9 games, so we are definitely splitting that month over 2 episodes, but we'll talk about that when we get there. There's one thing I want to catch you guys up on or update you on before we hop into the scouting reports. And that update is that Fisher has taken Lundberg's starting position. Lundberg is an 84 and he's awesome, but I mean, look, when we compare them, Fisher is better than Lundberg at everything. We talked about a couple seasons ago needing a center defensive mid like Weston McKennie was for the United States, someone who is just really well-rounded. That is Fisher. He is so good and so technical. He can play great balls. Lundberg is very good defensively, but his passing and dribbling are only 70 each. He's much more of like an anchor man, not really a facilitator. Fisher really links the defense and the offense together smoothly, and I really enjoy using him. I have the freedom to go back to Lundberg if it doesn't work out with Fisher in that role, but when Lundberg was out for a month, Fisher did enough for me to think, you know what, I want to move forward with him, have a little bit more of a technical side than just a big defensive brute. Bishop and Aguado behind Fisher are doing great at defense, and so I think this is the right move. Lundberg did go back up to an 84, but I did get confirmation again that he's done developing. He'll go up 1 overall about every year and a half. But that is the big news, that Fisher has displaced Lundberg in the starting 11, and I think Lundberg in the second team really shores up their defense. He played in that last game against West Ham. He started with the second team, and I think it was really helpful having him in front of Sans and Collins, the young center backs, just for a little bit of leadership and defensive security. So that's the news, and let me know what you think about it down in the comments. But now it's time for the scouting reports. Hinga dinga dargan, hinga dinga dargan, hinga dinga dargan. It's time for the ye old scouting reports. Bruno Silva, $1.1 million valued 15-year-old, 6 foot tall Brazilian, looks like a beast. Once again, probably will never get to see him, but I'm excited to know that you really do hit a lot more scouting the major nations. It's a little disappointing, makes it not as fun trying to build up lesser nations, but we did win the FIFA World Cup with the United States, with I think 3 of our scouted boys in the starting 11, Baker, Bishop, and Ian Taylor. So it can be done, but it's definitely a lot harder. But here's Bruno Silva. We're going to sign him up, check him out in just a moment. Marius Boulet looks like a left back, $1.8 million valued, 15-year-old. Looks like a good little player. We're going to sign him up, check him out. Once again, not going to really get to see him, but another exciting youth prospect. Hinga dinga dargan, boys and girls. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm sorry. I just realized that I'm still on my video intro. So all these guys that I've been trying to show you in the Youth Academy you haven't seen any of them. We'll go over them again when we get into the Youth Academy report. I hope you guys enjoyed just watching me talk about guys you can't even see. I'm sure it was grade A content. Make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more of this exquisite content. Let's show you the next youth prospect. Hinga dinga dargan. After that debacle, here's Victor Nelson, $2.8 million valued winger. Looks like a good player. He's got a sweet little mohawk. We're going to sign him up and take a look at him in just a moment. So we're going to show them in order. Bruno Silva up first. The guy that, again, you didn't get to see. 6'0" Brazilian striker, or center forward, center attacking mid, 15 years old. Looks like a decent little prospect. We are going to move him to striker. He's 15, so he's going to have to sit down here anyways. Once again, we're not going to see him. It's going to take 45 weeks for him to move to striker. I think he would have been a cool little prospect to get to use. Not bad starting attributes for a 15-year-old, 59 overall, but that is Bruno Silva. The next one is Marius Boulet, the France France prospect, 5'7", left back. Training him on inverted winger just to get his pace and dribbling and some stuff up. Looks like a decent prospect. We'll have to check out his potential over the next couple months. And then we have Victor Nelson, the United States man. We're going to move him to left winger eventually. He's fairly slow. Decent. He has 81 and 94 potential already, which is pretty impressive. Maybe going to be another one like Lucas Olsen, who has 92 to 94, but we'll just have to wait and see. That is a look at our youth academy. If you have enjoyed that, leave a thumbs up on the video. If you are new around here, subscribe to the channel. That would be super duper. Well, other than the youth scouting debacle, this episode went pretty darn well. We had, I think it was, what, five wins? I'm pretty sure we won every single game. No, we drew one. We drew against Brighton. So 4 wins, 1 draw, but a successful episode. Fisher did take Lundberg's starting position, which is the main news of this episode, I would say, and we did top our Champions League group. A great showing from the boys, and I am enjoying this team's journey through the Crucible. Until next time, Efour out.